Hi, thanks for tuning in to an idle chat. I want to introduce you to my friend Dawn. Dawn, this is everybody. Dawn Sander, you are, if I've got this right, an ombuds person with the American Red Cross, yes?
That is correct. Yes. I'm working on my 5-year anniversary will be in November of this year and extremely proud to be here.
Congratulations. Good
Thank
work.
you. Thank you.
All right. So, Dawn, I know that you're somewhat familiar with the idle chat and the serious journalistic voyage that we're going to take together. So I'll start with my first question. I ask every guest as a last question to tell us about the work that they do, but let's let's get to the juicy bits first. My first question is, what is your go-to coffee or tea order when you step into a coffee or tea house?
One of those people that's straight up in black tea, straight up in black coffee. That way, no one can mess with it and make it not taste well.
Perfect. Very solid answer. Big fan of the coffee bean. Dawn, do you happen to remember what is the very first concert that you attended?
The Beatles.
No.
Yes, downtown Baltimore, the arena is no longer there. So showing my age to a point, but it was the most exciting thing. We would wear dresses and nylons and pretty shoes. And yes, it was an unforgettable moment.
That is probably the best answer I've ever had to that question.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, oh, classic, the Beatles. Oh, Dawn. All
The
right.
Beatles.
Dawn, what is a travel destination that is still on your list of to-dos or to-goes?
Well, I was fortunate enough to go to Italy for 2 weeks with my daughters. It was fabulous. So, although I'd love to see other places, I do plan to see the other parts of Italy that I did not see. The people are elegant, the food is amazing, just the charm, the absolute charm. And I'm sure there's other absolutely charming places in the world. And I just had a dream of Italy and it was fulfilled. So, yes, to go back.
It is a really, really nice place to visit. Yeah,
Really.
the the rhythm of Italian life is
Yes.
so lovely, isn't it?
It's just amazing. And you do eat, and I believe that they cook way greener than us here in America. And so it's not, and you're walking all the time. We did roughly 8 miles a day. So you can eat and enjoy and not be too full and feel healthy and keep walking.
Just embrace all of it.
Yes.
Uh, Dawn, do you happen to have a favorite fictional detective or attorney character?
I have to answer that in that I'm mostly a nonfiction reader. I went to graduate school later in life and swore that I'd never read again. So now I'm reading still nonfiction and then I'm back to heady books. I'm reading a book on consciousness. So when it comes to nonfiction and um, detectives, not really. One show though is two shows, Without a Trace, if you recall that one, or Person of Interest. That show
Ooh.
is amazing. So those are kind of, policemen, but a book wise, no, I wouldn't pick up a book about a policeman or a sergeant or anything like that.
No, but the series, the character actors that you mentioned, those are really good. That's a good choice. I would line up behind those. Uh,
Hmm.
Dawn, what is the last thing that you made with your hands?
Last thing I made with my hands. Actually, I'm here for a very, very special birthday of my dear sweet girl. And I baked 3 dozen homemade cupcakes from scratch. Chocolate medallion cake, you should Google it. It's fascinatingly chocolate. And yesterday I finished up for the other party a homemade hot milk sponge cake. So,
Oh, Miss Dawn. Now I know from this day standing forward, you've got an invitation to come to my birthday party because I want those cupcakes. That sounds delicious.
well, and Natalie, this the hot milk sponge cake, I'm gonna make homemade vanilla cream pudding and a chocolate sauce. So we'll do our own version of Boston cream pie.
Oh, you're making me hungry. Making me hungry. All right. Um, in your day-to-day existence for work or your personal life, do you have a preference for a paper planner or a digital planner?
Paper. I have two actually, like a journal that's paper, and then my date book. So it's Natalie. I go have a glass of wine with a book, and I have my two other books. I go to church, and my two books are in the car in case I might have to write something down. So yes, paper girl.
But I think there's something that digitally just doesn't get transferred. When you write something, it goes from your brain, travels down your arm, through your hand, through the lead of a pencil or a pen, and onto the paper. So the paper notations that I make stick. If I do a digital notation, it's gone in an instant.
And along with that, that ability to scratch it off the list, there's some real satisfaction in completing by the end of the day that list that you really hoped to do
Right?
for the day.
It does have a meaning. And for those of us of a certain age, it has the same sense of satisfaction as slamming down the phone used to have. You
Absolutely. I can
can't
relate.
can't slam your iPhone. So, all right. When you were a kid, did you wake up and watch cartoons on a Saturday morning?
Yeah, I did. Um, the Flintstones. Um, I guess Donald Duck. I liked it when we graduated into more like Leave It to Beaver or Andy of Mayberry, those kinds of shows versus the actual cartoons.
That yeah, surprisingly now when you look back at the cartoons, there some of them were a little bit racy.
Absolutely. My son is in Wilmington and he has several children. And when I watch some of the comic strips that they're watching from the old days, I feel the same way, Natalie. I feel the same way. It's kind of scary.
When when we were kids, I guess when I was a kid, I didn't recognize the nuances. And now as an adult, my granddaughter's 12, and I think, oh wait, I think we should maybe change the channel. I don't think that's something we need to have in the living
But
room.
it would be the same as you and I, though. We wouldn't pick up the nuances. So I would think that your 12-year-old um, probably isn't picking them up. Maybe. Um, Interesting question.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right?
Absolutely.
Um, Miss Dawn, when you look out the window, what's the view where you are? What are we looking at when we look out your window?
I can see, I am a tree person. I love trees. They're my friends. So I see two great big trees, and for a change, it's a blue sky. I came up on Friday. We have not seen the sun. Wasn't sunny Friday. This is the first day with the blue sky. So I do see the sky and the trees.
Nice. Yeah, that's always a good view. Good for you. When you are communicating with people, do you have a preference for sending a text message, or do you actually dial a number and call someone?
Combination. I've been working diligently though to go back to those days where I didn't have to text you, say, Natalie, do you have time to talk? I would just pick up the phone and say, you'd answer, or you wouldn't answer, or you'd say, hey, I picked you up, but I can't talk to you. When's a better time? So I think that we've lost that a bit. So my preference is pick up the phone.
Yeah. I think SMS text messaging for Americans, that's fine if you just send me the address, or I'm in the parking lot, I'll be 5 minutes late, or it's a short exchange. But to actually communicate with someone, that that person deserves dialogue. They deserve a conversation.
And I think the same goes in our line of work. I mean, people are doing a lot of email or texting. They deserve our voice as well. So yes, I could not agree more. It's a beautiful thing. The other thing I don't know if you get the New York Times, the good news. It's a recent addition to a free edition. It's once a week and you get the good news. It's beautiful. It's just amazing. Well, one of the things that she prints 2 weeks ago was she sent her friend a telegram because she wants to get back to that, urgency. I miss you, or call me later. And so is really talking about picking up a postcard, picking up a thank you note, and actually posting it and sending it, and how that it makes people feel so wonderful and so special.
Yeah, everyone deserves to be heard when we're on the phone. Everyone's voice deserves that. I still send postcards as we're traveling, so people get a piece of mail, not just
Yeah.
a digital photo that I send in a text message. I think
Hmm.
those touches really show people how valuable they are to us. And that's an
Absolutely.
important message for the people that we work with and know and love and our neighbors with. They deserve to understand that they're valued in that way.
It's so true. And one of the things I like to do every year is Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. Send those US mail to people that I know will not be getting any Valentine's or any Mother's Day cards, for that very reason, because I care. Someone cares. And I think that's what definitely will come across when they open a letter in the mail.
It does make a difference. It really does. So Dawn Sander, I will ask
Mhm.
you the same question that I ask every guest on an idle chat as the last question. And that is, tell me what it is that you love most about the work that we do as ombuds and as neutrals and as the person sitting in the middle.
Well, I think, and it probably is a trite answer because I'm sure you hear it a lot, but it doesn't mean it's trite. I think that when there's that aha moment, or that thank you for listening, or I feel much better now. I got to talk. So I'm okay. So clearly, if one is a good listener and does this work around conflict or broken relationships or whatever, people are very bright. If they're given that opportunity to be listened to and heard, probing questions back and forth, many, many times they can figure it out themselves. And the beautiful thing is when you see that acknowledgement, you see that aha moment where they're fine. They're going to move forward. They're going to have that difficult conversation. They're going to close that loop with that person that they're, complete with. So it's just that the recognition that my ears, my questions, my manner has made a difference for them and they can move forward.
It is a tremendous gift that we have by sitting in the middle, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. And not to be taken lightly by any means. And never to think we're done learning, never to think, well, I got this. I got this, right? Because we don't. There's always new learning.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. But that too, that surprise is also really, I think, just part of the loveliness of the work that we get to do when we also get to learn.
Yes, it's amazing. I love learning. And there's not, well, there probably is, but in my estimation, there's not a business like ours that the learning is hourly, daily, monthly. One person can make a huge difference in the way that you're thinking or processing. So yeah, it never gets old, Natalie. It never
No,
gets old.
it doesn't get old. And I'll be honest on I will post no apology at all to the company that makes Tums and Rolaids. Because when people leave our spaces, they no longer have to choose antacids as one of the five major food groups. So I have no apology to the pharmaceutical companies that create those products.
Absolutely agree. Because somebody else will need them. You got to
Yeah.
spread them out.
probably.
Till they find us, then we'll have a new set of
There you
more
go. There you
drugs.
go. Well, Dawn Sanders, I know that you are on LinkedIn. Is that the best way for people to connect with you if they've got questions
Yeah.
about Ombuds work?
Absolutely. And I would be glad to answer any questions that people would have. I have the luxury of having spent time as a service provider on Buds when I was on my own. So that's one experience. And now I'm embedded, part of an organization, the American Red Cross. So I'm able to supply thoughts on both sides of that and gladly would do so.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being a resource and just one of the loveliest colleagues we have in our resolution industry. I really appreciate you and the work that you do.
Thank you so much. And the same, Natalie. And this has been a great opportunity. I appreciate it. And it's really good to see you again. It's been a while.
Nice to see you too. I look forward to meeting you again face to face really soon.
I'll bake you a cake, Natalie.
More than I could ask for. Thanks so much, Don.
Thanks.